Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is the Warcraft News Network. I'm your host, and I'm here to talk about all things WoW all the time. Now, we have had a bit of a hiatus, but can you blame me with all the wonderful stuff happening in World of Warcraft? Like the market dying on retail, Mop Remix getting huge buffs, making it the only way to level characters, or my personal favorite, John Haidt left Blizzard. But of course, that leads into mentioning one thing. Of course, that is after our daily Taliesin and Evitel are garbage humans. Now that we've got that out of the way, I kind of want to talk about Blizzard and layoffs. So, first of all, everyone who thinks that Blizzard actually gives two shits about their employees just needs to listen to some of their employees that are on YouTube and social media and that they don't care about their employees. So when you get these posts about, I'm leaving, it's been a great relationship, blah, 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 obviously that's gone through corporate bullshit. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because of John Haidt. Now we have people being like, John Haidt's leaving. Oh, that's the end of Blizzard. John Haidt was in charge during Shadowlands and Battle for Azeroth, meaning that he had the reins for the 4 years that were easily Blizzard's worst moments in Warcraft. So, what do we do then? Well, people say, but he was also there for the good times. Yeah, but if you're at a job and your performance slips, you're not going to have that job anymore. We've seen that with a lot of other Blizzard workers, but the named ones would have to be Denuser and Christy Golden. Now, of course, you can always say, yeah, but Metzen left and then he came back. Yeah, Metzen left kind of out of the blue, and he didn't even say like he was done. He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go do my own stuff, I'll probably be back. It's a little different than some of the others, and I kind of want to talk about that because some birdies have been talking. So the same birdies that talk about how Metzen was scared to go up on stage because he didn't know if he was still that guy and could still do that energy, have been talking about why John Haidt left. Now, this wasn't a case of he wanted to leave, but John Haidt was essentially forced out in order to be replaced by Holly Longdale. That's at least the little chirping going on. Now, what that means for Holly's current position, whether or not some people will take it, no idea. There was some speculation on a few streams talking about how Ian Hazzikostas might take it over. Maybe. But we also have to look at some other things. So John Haidt essentially just said, it's been great. I'm going to leave. This is great. I can't wait to see you all. You're great. You're awesome. He didn't really have anything negative to say. He did the, I'm leaving post like pretty much everyone does. I don't think Denuser did it. But then we move on to the big name that left before him, and that's Christy Golden. For those of you who don't know her, she just wrote short stories and wrote a couple books. That's all she ever did. She was also the creative director, and then talked about, guys, you don't understand. I don't have control over this. They tell me what's supposed to happen, and I put it in a book, and that's all. Yeah, they give you point A and point B, and then you decide how to get there, as long as you cover a few bases and everything. I get that, Christy, but you started fucking up hardcore. because you were supposed to be overlooking a department, and it obviously wasn't working when you have a few people who are overtly racist doing the writing and coming out and even saying they don't care about the source material. The source material being the shit that came before. So then you have to look at what were her qualifications for holding a senior position at Blizzard. Her qualifications were she had decades of experience writing books. That's all. She also had experience with Blizzard being a writer on contract. So then she gets laid off. But she waits to mention it. Her excuse is, well, a family member was really sick and then I got hit with that and it's been a whole lot to deal with. Again, little birdie's coming in. That wasn't the case. Not only was Christy not the closest person with her relative, what I'm not going to really get into too much of that, but she had already been talked to multiple times about the direction of the story. Now, she did kind of have to report to Denuser. He was a little above her. He decided the direction things would go and everything. But they had to look at her and they're like, listen, she's not good for this role. Originally, the plan was for her to kind of take up Denuser's spot because he was let go I think it was in October. I think it was in October we were told he was let go. Now he obviously posted like, oh, I left, blah blah blah. I don't even know if he made a post, but those of us who went to BlizzCon, the final BlizzCon, by the way, that's really sad, noticed he wasn't there, and that led people to be like, is he finally gone? Is he finally gone? Was he fired? And then, of course, the other people on the forums being like, no, he's not fired. He just wasn't there. They didn't want him there to subtract from medicine. But we found out he did get fired. And then he didn't mention it for months. And then we've got the thing with Christy Golden where she doesn't mention it for months. Now, he didn't have a dying relative. And again, little birdies tell me that beyond them firing Denuser and then being like, hey, Golden, you're going to take this position, then finding out that not only was she not qualified for the position that she held, but she wasn't qualified to take over that position. So then they let her go. But Denuser and her and presumably John Haidt, I haven't heard anything about this on him, but they had parts in a contract that stipulated what they were allowed to say and when they could say it. So the reason why it took so long for Denuser to talk about him leaving Blizzard is because Blizzard placed in the severance package, like in the little severance contract where it's like, hey, you sign this, you're leaving, you get paid, but you can't do this, blah, blah, blah. Oh, my. Ooh. I just got attacked. Everybody. Okay. When essentially they were told you can't say this before then and all that, and they're like, you can't talk bad about the company and stuff like that. Golden got the same thing, except Golden's relationship with Blizzard hasn't been canceled. And a lot of people, again, on social media are like, oh my god, her 25 years of just working for Blizzard down the drain. How could they? It's not gone. She's still a contracted writer for them. She's just not holding a named position. Which again, when you cannot perform to the standards that your job requires, you will lose that job. And that's what happened with Denuser. And they've got I really wish I could get my hands on a copy of that contract, because a few of the clips I've seen from it are a little fucking weird and very lawyer speak. So it wouldn't surprise me if they were grooming fucking Ian Hazakostas for some of these positions. And now that's got people saying, "Oh, WoW is dying. Blizzard is dying." I want you to look back at the last 6 years of things between the devs and the community. Specifically, things like the community bringing up the change to the weekly cash in BFA, where they nerfed it so you couldn't guarantee Azerite gear out of it without possibly giving up another piece of gear, and the devs telling the people concerned with it, including a streamer who was very visible at the time and got a very interesting, a very large following, where they decided to tell him, we changed it, no one complained, so it's obviously not a problem. Of course it was a problem, that's why it got changed within like a month of making that statement. And then we get things like the developers saying that Asmongold is the reason why the workers are diddling each other. He's the reason why there are predators. Or any of the in-betweens with some of the devs at that time. I want you to look up those devs. And I want you to tell me whether or not they're still at the company. Because believe it or not, there's a very, very big possibility that those people are indeed not at the company. That's right. Those people aren't there. Blizzard is draining the swamp. Right? They're draining the swamplands. And that is one of my favorite sayings, because honestly, if you look at what Blizzard's been doing these last few years, it's been pretty dirty. I'm not talking about the whole, oh my god, guys, we need to unionize. They're hiring union busters. No one cares. No one cares. If you want paid to do a job, go do the fucking job. I don't care. You want to walk out, lose your fucking job. You get hired to work from home, keep working from home. You switch to work from home after working at the office and get told it's not going to be a permanent situation, then you decide you're going to move away so you can't be at the office 3 days out of the week because it would be too hard on you. Lose your fucking job. But Blizzard has been a not good company. Now, I'm not saying that it's remaining terrible, but I am saying that anytime Blizzard has made some kind of change and people are like, this is going to save Blizzard. We have Mike Ybarra. He's a gamer like us, guys. And then terrible shit just happens. I'm still waiting to see the terrible shit that's going to happen under Metzen. I think they did some layoffs, but I can't really say that they weren't, deserved. So I'm going to wait for that information. I'm going to wait for the information on what the fuck is going on there. But until then, anytime I see someone talking about, oh, this person left Blizzard, it's terrible. Oh, this person left, it's like, is it? Is it really? Because some of the information that we're getting just shows that it's not. Newser was fired because he couldn't keep his job going. He sucked at it. Not just from the fans' perspective, but he was like causing a lot of friction with the teams in development. Same thing with Golden. She couldn't keep up her job because she was taking way too many liberties with some of those storytelling, and she also wasn't taking like responsibility for some of her choices. And from the sounds of it, it looks like they're going to be letting a couple more writers go. One, I don't think they are going to continue with pursuing a contract with a couple of them, but Golden's still okay. John Height is leaving for now, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, he's probably joining that one studio ran by ex Blizzard devs. Like, what happened to that? What happened? Actually, I just want to make sure that this is going on. Is War Chief Gaming still a thing? It is. Oh, okay. War Chief Gaming seems to have like two books. What's this? Close of the Serpent World book, Law Brand RPG. Okay, what's going on here? Chaotic Good. Okay. Um. So they've had one book, and then they've had like one game book. Cool. Okay. What's this world's about? It's a 5E campaign, so these dudes literally just come on. Come on. What do you have in the gear? What's the gear? Hoodies, jackets, t-shirts, bottoms, hats, gear. Okay, dude, Metzen is a god. He created War Chief Gaming, published one book, and then went back to Blizzard. This dude didn't even have to. This guy was so fucking rich. He could retire, and then his kids could retire like the day after. But instead, he comes back to Blizzard because he's like, y'all are fucking up my shit, man. How am I supposed to get royalties if you guys screw this up too bad? He comes back, gets higher pay, and is like, yeah, what's up? I'm back, and then just gets like the best applause ever. And I don't even know. Let's see. What the fuck? I just found the thing from Denuser. He left Blizzard because he kept wanting to work remotely. Good, you should lose your job then. I felt the itch to stretch my creativity in new directions. Yeah, you can probably find him on Literotica. What's his LinkedIn page say? Give me Denuser. Huh. Oh my god, man. Freaking LinkedIn is such a pain in the ass. This isn't even worth it. Okay, here we go. Right. Writer, team builder, and voiceover specialist. Are you kidding me? Voiceover, dialogue and writing, activity. Okay. Right, an orc bark that felt distinctive from a gnome bark. What? What? I'm not. Ew. Ew. No. Oh, dude. Dude, no. I would hire people if they managed to make me laugh, is essentially what this dude was saying. Okay. So he worked at Blizzard for 8 years. Okay, let's try something out. Let's try something out. Let's try Christy Golden. Christy Golden, New York Times best-selling author. Is LinkedIn supposed to be like some kind of ripoff of Facebook? One of the things I've been working on is editing my father's memoirs. Experience, yeah. Free, yeah. Okay, so she worked there for 7 years. She was a senior writer in stories and franchise development. Oh no, what was that? Experience in world cultures. Dude, no. Okay, I'm gonna say it right now. Listen, all the Blizzard layoffs and firings are 100% deserved. 100%. And if anyone is so much as trying to claim that they aren't, you don't know what you're talking about, son. You don't know. This is just bad. It's just bad. Looking at the experience and what these people are saying. Holy crap, man. Holy crap. I'm looking at the difference between. If someone can tell me the difference between an orc bark and a gnome bark, and they can make me laugh, then, I'll look at that, because if that applicant can pull that off in a writing test, then they can do more, and they. Fuck off, dude. Fuck off. Oh, they can make me laugh in a writing test. And then this bitch is like senior in the fucking franchise for shit. Come on. Come on. No. I hate her. I hate her so much. I'm sorry, but I do. Christy, Christy Golden. Christy Golden just made like the ultimate case for writers not just being given a job. You shouldn't have gotten that job simply because you have oh god, simply because you have experience writing for that company. You shouldn't. That's awful. That's awful. Listen, all I can say is thank you, LinkedIn, for showing me terrible shit. No, I'm done. I'm done with that. Listen, like I said, the layoffs were definitely needed. I don't know about John Height. I'm just waiting for Holly Longdale to take her thing. So have fun with that. I'm out. This has been the Warcraft News Network. And remember, folks, do your daily Ahoon dungeon runs.